Good morning. Hello. Welcome, 7K team. I'm going to do a quick review for us, and I'm going to record this so everybody can have it. I think it's good to do a quick review every once in a while and uh, 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 explain why we have the greatest opportunity that I think exists in the entire world. And I really believe that every person should be a member of 7K. And I believe that literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people over the next 10 years will be members of 7K because of the sound money wallet, because of being able to buy gold and silver at dealer cost, being able to buy it fractionally, making affordable to everybody in the world, and to be able to have private holdings of gold and silver that nobody knows about. That's pretty cool. And the sound money vault, being able to store it and insured by Lloyd's of London. All the other tremendous benefits that 7K offers as part of being a membership benefits, and then an unparalleled compensation plan. So let's really just step back and think about it, okay? I teach a system of relationship marketing where people are educating other people. That's really my system, is find people to catch their attention long enough that they hear what you're trying to tell them, that we together can, little by little, over a period of years, accumulate wealth, get fabulous 1099 tax benefits, and everyone needs tax benefits. They just don't understand it. And it truly is just joining like Amazon or Costco or Sam's, except we're in precious metals and everybody needs to own some. And so I'm going to explain a little bit the opportunity along with my system so you understand why my system works if you teach it. Now you got to teach it. And if you don't communicate it and teach it right up front, it isn't going to work for you. It's hard to come back and try and get it. Now you can do it. There are ways that I have to do it. So let's start off with what we're doing, okay? We'll all agree that everyone needs some extra income. So why not pay Caesar everything you're paying them? And most people, are still paying. They don't get everything back that's withheld from their check, because at least they're paying Social Security, Medicare, all that. That's about, a little under 20%. But gee whiz, 20% of $40,000 is $8,000. Okay. So why not get some of that back? Now, how do they do that? By turning their current expenses that they're actually spending for cell phones, their monthly expenses, the internet connection, their computers, their laptops, going out and have meals with their family and friends, and mileage, driving back and forth. And so any CPA will tell you that owning a small-based, home-based business is one of the best ways to have some, what we used to call personal expenses, turn into business expenses. And then you can write that off and you don't have to make a profit. So basically you have a paper loss, and I'm assuming you make no money. You don't get a commission check. You don't get a 1099. I'm taking the worst case scenario. You join, you got all expenses. Don't make any income. You're trying, but you don't make any income. And we've got some third-party validation, tax consultant tax lawyers, CPAs, business consultants. They know nothing. They don't talk about 7K. They just talk about what I'm talking about. And I include those in my training system for you to use with other people. Let that explain it. We don't have to be, we're not offering tax advice. We're just saying what we know and what we experience. And here's what the experts say. Okay. So that's a tool. We got to learn how to use those tools. Okay. To handle what we call objections when people don't believe what we're telling them. Okay. And so it's the same thing with the opportunity. Learning to, be casual with it over the long haul. That, the reason you're sharing it with them is because you care for them. Now, they may not see what you see yet, but that's why we call them putting them in the pipeline. We're relentless. We're not going to give up on them. I don't care how much they tell us we're annoying them. Until they get enough information to make a proper decision, we're gonna always talk about what we believe in. Okay. So if you have strongly held beliefs, you will talk about it. Until you have strongly held beliefs, you'll be reserved. You won't talk about it as much. Well, you hadn't learned enough yet. Okay. Because there's no way anybody's going to turn me off talking about 7K and the benefit that it can provide just by being a member. I didn't mean that they have to go do the business or what they call it, just being a member. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. Okay. So let's just jump right in to how my system benefits you in communicating with them, because a lot of people have their preconceived ideas about things, and if you can allay those fears, those preconceived ideas, then that will make it more comfortable for them. And so I'm going to just start right basically with a matter of fact. Okay, and if you notice, I put a copyright on this. I want everybody to use it, but you don't have to claim it's your system, because you can blame it all on me, and that's a good thing to do. Okay, and I've proven, by the way, that you can do this part-time. Back in the 90s, when I built the organization of 70,000 plus people using this system, and I don't change it. I just get everybody to agree with real, true facts. And what are the facts that I'm talking about? Well, all I want you to do is join something with me. You're going to get benefits. If you're employed, you got W-2 income, you're going to get better. It's really not going to cost you net anything. Actually, you're going to make money and accumulate wealth. And what you would have paid in income taxes or taxes, whatever type taxes, you're going to accumulate wealth while you're learning. Okay. So I call it 2 years to learn. And what you're learning is skills, attitudes, and techniques, the SATs, to do network marketing properly. Okay. And that's where you learn to really share, not sell. Yeah, we're selling memberships, but what you're selling is a lifestyle, is something that can be meaningful, can be fun, that can help people. And what we're sharing is learning. Okay, so we agree on this little fact that legitimate network marketing, and there's network marketing out there that is not legitimate. There's a lot of companies go into business and network marketing because it's easy to start, low startup costs, They have a product. They intend to be in business 2 or 3 years and out because they want to suck up everybody's money. Well, a lot of people get caught up in that, and that's their experience. So they did some of those things, but they just didn't understand how to evaluate a business opportunity and got caught up in the hype. Okay. Well, that same thing happens in the franchise industry. Same thing happens in the investment industry. I mean, look at all the investment scams over all the years. There is no industry that doesn't have that element in it. So let's agree with that, okay? But legitimate network marketing is not a get rich quick scheme. Join, you hardly do anything, and you make a lot of money. I mean, that just doesn't happen. Okay. And so, but the biggest benefit of network marketing opposed to traditional type businesses is that you can develop a recurring residual income that'll last for a lifetime. Now that's pretty powerful. So let's just think really quick here, not trying to make $12,500 a week, which you can with 7K. But let's get down to the basics first. Let's develop an extra income, an extra $500 or an extra $1,000 or an extra $2,000 this year. Well, what if we could develop an extra 500 a month? Would that be beneficial? Would that help? Would that help you buy some gold and silver? What if we could turn that in over a period of time that grows and develops into $500 a week for the rest of your life? Would that make a difference? Would that help retirement? Well, learning to ask those kind of questions when you're doing this up front is the important thing. Getting their buy-in to that, because really, what person could say no to that? And you got this piece of paper, my piece of paper, with right there in front of them, and you're reading this together right when you start. Or what, with that obstinate person that just won't even watch all the video. Well, go sit down with them, have a drink or juice or coffee or whatever you do, getting together and take this piece of paper and blame it all on me. My team leader, my sponsor, my person, this is what he said. Use my credentials. Most of the time they're pretty good. So, a lifetime, wouldn't that be worth giving it a try? Oh, forget about what you tried before. Not everything is legitimate. This is. Why do we know that? Because here we're 4 years in. Because we got NGC's logo on with our logo, PCSG, two noted companies that their whole reputation resides on rating coins. They wouldn't attach their logo, their name, with some fly-by-night network marketing company in particular. That's all you need for legitimization right there. But we're selling what? The U.S. currency, Canadian currency, the maple leaf, the American eagle, many countries' currencies. And we've been doing it successfully for 4 years. So it's pretty cool. Okay. So we agree that is a real benefit of networking, and we get tax benefits while we're trying to learn how to do it and create it. And, whatever we do in life, whatever they're doing, what their occupation is, whatever new job they get, anything in life, it takes time to learn. And you're not really good at it right in the very beginning. Well, for some people in networking, I mean, they can learn real quick and then they earn money real quick. But that's the exception, not the rule. And what we're doing was helping people with the rule, everyday average people, and and teaching them how through 7K they can not only change their financial life and security, but others they care about, others they meet in the future, others they form relationships with. And when you believe that, that belief will emanate and show to the people that you're talking to. And uh, then we just look and say every successful career requires training before achieving significant financial return. Look at medical doctors. They go through 8 years of education. Then they got to go through 2 years of internship. I mean, it's really 10 years before they start earning, and they're $1 million in debt already before they start earning a significant income. But then they gotta work for years before they can even really earn a significant income. I mean, becoming a corporate executive, that you don't just start at the top unless your daddy owned it and left it to you, you know. Uh, but it doesn't mean they're going to be successful in that case. You know, the parents that make their children who are going to come in to success learn from the bottom up. Those are the ones continue well. Well, look, it took me 5 years to get a chemical engineering degree. It took me 2 more years to get a master's in business administration. That's 7 years of education. I didn't just walk out of school, even though I was graduated magna cum laude. I didn't walk out of school and make 6-figure income. I had to go to work, and I had to prove that I could put the learning to use, and so does everybody else. I mean, if you're going to be an electrician, you got to learn art. You got to learn the codes. You got to learn. You got pipe fitter, welder, you name it. Whatever you do in life, machinist, whatever you do in life, you got to learn, and then you got to do it and get better at it before you even get paid more. Okay, so we can all agree that that's a fact. Well, it's no different with network marketing, except what we do is we learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques, the SATs. No, we don't have to go take an SAT to get into college with this Millionaires 101 class. All we got to do is it. Now, what it takes is consistent effort and consistent effort of learning. And we learn by doing. That's the best way, experiential learning. And we make a commitment to one another. So when you get a partner in, you want to get this commitment. Oh, we can sign contracts in blood. Wait, many years ago, I used to have a little, commitment contract. I commit to this, and we filled in the blanks and committed to the 2 years, committed to the learning, committed to you're going to put 5 hours minimum in a week, or 10 hours, or 15 or 20, whatever that commitment was. Well, I just do a handshake now, but that's what you need to do with one another. When you sponsor a person, you need to sit down and make those commitments, 2-year commitment. Okay. And what you're going to do is tell them exactly what is required up front. Even a prospect you could do this with. And you can, and then by saying it's my system, when you put them on the phone with me for validation, that 3-way call, that 3-way answer question, well, they already know a little bit about me, but because you told them, and I'm your partner. And so this is what is expected out of them. We don't want to change, they're not changing, but they're getting a plan B. What happens when they lose their job? They got to learn all over again. Well, here, this is a plan B on the side, and they get those tax benefits, and they get to accumulate wealth because our products are gold and silver. It is gold and silver. And so this is pretty cool. And so they're going to commit to 5 to 10 hours a week for 2 years. Okay, now that's the commitment. I like the 10 hours. 10 hours is much better. Okay, and they just fit that in. But most of that time is going to be at their own home. They don't have to go anywhere. It's pretty cool. Okay, and then we're going to teach them how to expose this to 5 people a day, 5 days a week. I have a coin drop script, and you need to get that. That's a very conversational, really easy thing. And you did go in your phone into your contacts, scroll all the way to the bottom, and because a lot of people say, "Well, I don't know a whole bunch of people," okay, but these are the only things you need to do. These 5 things to become successful in network marketing, but in particular with 7K. Okay, with a good, sound company. There's 300 companies out there. Now, I just happen to like precious metals better than lotions, potions, pills, wrinkle go away creams, hair growing stuff, and you typically have to buy 2. Me, I like to accumulate silver and earn extra income. I don't know about you, or accumulate gold and earn extra income. Instead of ending up with a closet full of lotions and potions or protein drinks or whatever, because you always kind of end up with more than what you have. But I can guarantee you, nobody's going to get mad at you if you stick them with a closet full of gold and silver coins. and so what I'm talking to you about is how I want you to talk with them. And if you're not really good at that, then show this video. Hello, prospect. We want you to be a part of our team. Okay. And so we're going to teach you how to do what we call peak interest, how to ask the quick question and ask them if they'll watch a short video to see if they see what you see. So you want to see if they see what you see. Okay. And so we're going to sift through contacts real quick because we're looking for people who are looking. We're looking for people who are looking. Okay. Now, if this takes you to expose the business, to expose 7K to 5 people a day, 5 days a week, if that takes you longer than 30 minutes, you're doing it wrong. Okay. You're doing it wrong. I'm telling you that right up front. So this is why it may take you a little while to learn the skills, attitudes, and technique. But that's okay. We're putting people in the pipeline. Just because they say, I don't want to watch a video, I don't want to even talk to you, that doesn't mean that they're not going to be partners with you a year from now, or 6 months from now, 3 months from now, or like my sister, 3.5 years later. Okay. So look, what you are going to do is you're going to learn. You're going to commit to watching all these videos in our back office and our training center and Bob's videos, his training. You're going to commit. That's what you're going to be doing for 2 years. And you're going to spend about 30 minutes a day doing that every day. Now, not while you're doing something else. You got to get where that's what you are doing. You're concentrating, you're focusing. And I'm going to tell you something right up front. It's a rule that the military services is long time ago, and many educational services, repetition over and over and over is one of the best forms of learning. And so until you've seen a video 7 times, you haven't seen everything on that video. You haven't retained everything on it. So no, I don't want you watching 7 times in a row. It's that you go through everything, and then guess what? The company's going to update them. They've updated them. I go through it. If I'm going through all their new stuff again, don't you think you should? And so that's what you're doing. But if you're one of these people that don't want to get off the couch, don't want to watch, don't want to get away from the boob tube, then, we can't help you. But if you want to help yourself, we're here. We're a team. We're learning and growing. Because see, if you're not learning, you're not growing. You're dying. Okay. I'm 74 young. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I want you to grow too. Okay. You will attend an opportunity meeting and a training meeting once a week. Now, if you don't have a local meeting, and many of us won't, we do here. I committed to our group in Baton Rouge. I travel into Baton Rouge from my home about half an hour or so away, maybe more. Uh, uh, and I do a meeting, a training every Tuesday night. The serious people are there. If we don't have a guest to make a presentation, we're all part of that group. We're all part of helping whoever brings a guest to meet other people, get the business presented, answer questions by other people. And normally I'm the presenter at that particular meeting, but we have other meetings in Baton Rouge because Wayne now does one. So we got multiple meetings in the greater Baton Rouge area on multiple nights now. We didn't in the beginning. We started with that one home meeting, and we still do it today, every Tuesday, unless we're out of town, traveling, working, doing something, or it's a holiday that day. So physical meetings are the best way. And I tell people like Delton and Cindy up in Arkansas, you have a meeting with yourself, but you formally have a meeting and you discuss what? Only positive things, only things that you're learning, things that you've discovered in a video or whatever. And that's all you discuss. You never, ever dwell on any problem. You put those up to me. Every problem, every question comes up, never down and amongst yourselves, because your own attitude will mess you up. You need people who already know the answers or help you get the right answers or already experienced it. You don't want to do negative experiential learning. This is all positive, and you want to keep it positive. Okay. But that's going to take you an hour, because typically you're going to do a corporate call Monday nights at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central. Y'all get the rest of them. And that's in your event section in your back office. You should know that. There's a link you can click on. Typically, they send you an email, click on. And if you miss it, you're expected in my system to go watch the one you missed on the recordings of the company, because they record them all and they put them up and you can watch history. Okay. Now, the fifth thing that you do is you got to make a list of 100 people. I want you to physically make a list. I want you to get an 8.5 by 11 notebook paper. Yeah, I know your list is in here, and I know we can put a list, add them one at a time or 5 at a time into our 7K Wealth System app. And that's the way you should do it. Do not add 100 to that app. You add 5 at a time, the 5 a day that you're approaching. Hello. Match my system to the tools. Okay. Now, I created this system back in 1996. Okay. Actually, I did it a little bit before that because I did it in my other networking company, but I've adapted it to 7K here, and I've got the copyright on the thing. Now, we have a left team, right team business, and you want to create harmony in your business. You don't want to create, uh, you want competition, but you want good competition. You don't want people argue. So typically, you have a spouse, family. That bloodline is different than the other spouse bloodline, and they typically are either in different cities. Even if they're in the same city, they don't know each other. It's just the husband and wife know each other. Okay. And I don't care if you're divorced, it's still the same thing works. Maybe the husband and wife don't speak to each other now, but sometimes I have a lot that you have, you know, it's kind of made them friendly again, because the divorcee introduced, or had their upline introduced the business to the divorced spouse, and they were on one side of their team. Okay. Now they built the business by themselves, you know, but that's happened. Here's why I do this. Okay. I want you to understand. You don't want, let's say, the husband side of the family. You don't want to put a brother here and then your other brother or sister over here. You're on opposite teams. Okay. Now, the brothers or sisters of the same bloodline, they grew up with the same people. They know a lot of the same people. They have the same aunts, uncles, cousins, in their family. Well, John will say, I talked to Uncle Larry, and Susan says, no, I talked to Uncle Larry. And now they're arguing about who's going to get them because they both want Uncle Larry where? In their business. Well, you put your bloodline right under another like this, okay? Because you can only place on left or right. And if you're sponsoring them, you place them to, you get their agreement that they're going to sponsor the bloodline, the close bloodline, okay? Right along this same line, because then whenever Uncle Sue or Uncle Larry or Aunt Sue or whatever gets in the business, they're all in the same business going down this line together. Everybody's pulling for one another. And then on their opposite side is where they put their spouse's family. So you understand, they all have different spouses, hopefully. But it doesn't matter. The key is you got a left side and a right side. Okay. Now, where your work environment, you have a small office. You want the same thing. Everybody in that office on one side, because you don't want to create competition in the office. You're going to typically get one at a time that are joining the business in that small business or office. So you want everybody in the same leg, same business, helping one another. Everything outside of that office, they can put on their opposite leg. So you got to plan how to keep harmony and make a together one another business, and already how they're going to have two sides. Okay. So church. Now, if you go to a church that's got 2,000 or 3,000 people, to mean everybody in that same church. You break it up like Sunday school class or small unit. Everybody in that needs to have harmony. Okay. So they'll all go down the same leg. You sponsor some, and typically, like I do, I go to a very large church, and we just started a church leg, and we just committed we're going to keep everybody in the same leg. Okay. And that's what we do. Okay. But I don't teach that. I teach, very large unit. You keep smaller classes together. Then you have different groups of friends or different organizations that you belong to, different social events, different clubs, different whatever. And you keep that small tight group together in your business. So either you sponsor them on this side or that side, but whatever side you sponsor them on, you keep that small one by one. As you bring them in later, you're still going to put them there together. Okay. Now you keep this plan up for about the first 2 years. Okay. Especially with family. After that, it's all fair in love and war. Okay. It's because you got a strong side and you got a pay side. Okay. So I call the side that with the least points your pay side, because that's where you tend to work after a while. That's your pay side. I don't call it I don't like using negative words. Okay. Next thing is we learn how residual income is developed, and it's through the power of exponential expansion and over time. So, our first objective, our first day, is to get one on the left and one on the right. And if we start with a business family pack, we're already an associate. Okay. Like I started this business with a business family pack. I did not ask my wife if she wanted to join. I just put her in. Okay. And I put her on my opposite side, of which I was placed by my sponsor. Okay. I was placed on the left side, so I put my spouse on the right side. That's what I teach. Okay. And because that's a future leverage, because see, later I'm going to build through that center Okay, if you understand what I'm talking about, let's go back here. I put my wife over here. I was sponsored on the left side, so I've sponsored some people, put them on my left. Then I put my wife here, and then guess what? This is my business family pack right here at the top. Okay, and so in the future, we're going to teach you about building 2, get paid on 3. Because see, but we build the top one first. Okay, so some rules. I tend not to give you all the training. This time I'm gonna give a consolidated training of why I do what I do and why I want you to do what I do. And that's called duplication. That's success in network marketing. Okay, so you are going to build through these centers, and you're going to make this top center. And your rule of thumb, if you all want to know, you build this center until you make a $500 step check, 500 every week, 6 weeks in a row. That's the rule. Okay. It's because I understand this comp plan. I understand the dynamics of it. I understand it. If I can't build more than 2 businesses at once, that you can't either. And you're only hurting yourself and hurting your team, because then you just try to get greedy, and greed to kill a business every day. So what you do is you're sponsoring left and you're sponsoring right until you make a $500 check 6 weeks in a row without a hiccup. No $250 checks. It's 500 or more, 6 weeks in a row. Then you can consider, and I always ask people, give me a call. Let me look at your business. Let's make that decision. Don't do it on your own. Okay, because let me look at it. I can see it in my downline. Okay, but I did the same thing. So I built this business through Pamela. Okay, then when we made our checks, we had a strong enough recurring business going on both sides. Then we came in and we started working Pamela's business. So we're sponsoring left and right of Pamela. So when we start making a $500 check here, with that $500, those 500 points go up here. And if, we got business volume coming up here, and so we have 500, 500, we make a $500 check here. Those same 500 points went up here, and I was making another $500. That's called leveraged income. Make a $500 check here, make a $500 check here, because it's the same work plus the volume that comes up that you normally been making. So now you made 1,000 up here and a 500 here. Hello, that's what your objective is. So some of you may take 2 or 3 years before you ever do this. But the whole thing is you're building it up. And if you're buying a coin here, you're actually storing up volume here that makes that doubled income. And if you ever get a strong person, by person sponsoring a person, sponsoring a person, and this income starts, these points coming up real fast, like it did with us, then you're going to start making a big check. So Pamela's a goal, I'm a goal, and that's where we were able to make over 20,000 average a month in 2020 in this business. It isn't that we were trying to do that. That's just how this comp plan lays out and what's available to every one of you over this next 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Every person can do that if they build the system and learn this power of excellence. So first day, one on your left, one on your right. And if they're only half as good as you, they're supposed to get 2, right? One on their left and right, but they only get 1 on each side. So now your team has got 4, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. They only got 1 each. Okay. And so if they duplicate that, then you've got 8 in your team, 4 on the left, 4 on the right. And then if they duplicate that, just they were only half as good as you, you got 16. You got 32 to 5th day. Wow, you're making some money. You can be a bronze if you do it by days. Well, what if this is weeks? Okay, then if you have they just average one because they're new people. They want to get started at 64. You got to learn this power of exponential expansion. Okay. So this is how I built that back in the 90s, and I had 5,000 people in my business in 4 months. But I was working full time at it. I was contacting 30 people a day, not 5 a day, 30 people a day. And I was talking to 30 people, either follow up or new potential added, 30 people a day for a whole 2 years in a row. That's why that 5,000 developed into 70,000 people following this system. Same thing is happening with Wayne Clark. He's doing exactly that old system. That's why he made the first executive goal in this company. And he's got a great team. He's just following the system. And he had skills, attitudes, and techniques already. Okay. But he was just in the wrong vehicle. So look, this can be years, 12 years. What if you end up in 12 years with 4,000 people in your team, and 2,000 on one side, 2,000 on one another side, or 1,000 on one side and 3,000 on the other side? And they're just averaging buying a coin. You got 1,000 people averaging buying a coin once a month. And let's just do easy math to understand it. That's 20 times 1,000, that's 20,000 points. 20,000 points coming up on your pay side. The other side's got 3,000 people. Well, that's 60,000 points, right? But 4 into 20,000, there's 4 weeks in a month. That's not all going to come up in 1 week. That's 5,000. So if you're a gold, you can make 5,000 a week. If you're a silver, you're going to be limited to 3,500 a week. Whoa. Well, what if it took you 12 years? It's not going to happen unless you're doing the business, and unless you're fishing and you're trying, and you're not doing my system. Okay. That I teach you, and you keep doing it. And here's my system. This industry, you can start a business for under $1,000. The business family pack's $921, and the premium membership's $499. You're not really doing the business unless you've got a premium membership. Now, the business family pack, we put in $499, $199, $199, but that's our business on top for our family unit. Okay. Now, but a lot of people join there just want to be a customer. They just want to kind of touch that's okay. But when they're ready to start that business, they need that business. They need that full membership, that premium membership. They need all the tools. They don't need to have expenses paying, $10 for this and $10 for that and all that. They need everything. And they need it to work, and they need it right then. They need a business pack, and they need to duplicate. Duplication's the key. This is like mini franchising industry to me, and that's what you need to communicate to everyone else. For under $500, you get to start a business. You got to have a plan B. And your overhead is not rent, not utilities, not light bills, not water and sewer. Your overhead's buying a product of wealth, that MS70 product, either the basic state series coin, the animal state series variety coin that's unique. These are unique coins or exclusive coins. You cannot get them anywhere else, and you'll need to learn that, because you're going to have people saying, well, I can buy that here, and don't worry about that. I teach you all about that. And so does the company and the buyer certification. And then I give you extra training on it and how to handle that objection. And so the key is, I'm going to tell you the keys to success. We all agree we don't have a ton of risk in this. Our risk is not doing this. And this is what you get your partners to buy in with you too. How you start your business is, this is the greatest thing that kills people in their business with network marketing: their own attitude. The attitude you embrace is 10% of what happens to you. That's life. And 90% is how you react to it. That's your attitude. Start every day. Post this up. That's why I give it to you. Post it up on your bathroom. Read it every day before you start your day. And you will be successful because you'll control your attitude. We all have that human tendency to want to find negative. Okay. We need to learn in that 2 years. This is what we're going to work on. Attitude. Okay. And never judge your business by somebody else's business. The other thing, by doing and being and that learning, all the learning we're going to be doing over this 2-year period, even when we're making money, we're learning, is you need to develop that belief factor like I have, that you got to believe in this industry of networking. And you're going to do it by attending events and being part of it, seeing other people, being on the call, learning other people's stories like Bruce Harris, Denon Nelson's, Colleen Lee's, Dennis DeSellas, earning other people's stories, Wayne Clark's, Coach Kyle. We got so many people, Greg and Noel Zerniak, Artie Reed, George Donaldson. And we're going to add more and more and more. You got to believe in this profession. And so you got to develop that belief. Once it's there, it's going to shine through. You got to believe in your business building system, the one I'm teaching you. You got to have a system. Through systems, we build more simply. It's got like a recipe. Follow the recipe, cake comes out right every time. But you've got to learn to believe in yourself. That's who you've got to learn to believe in. To believe you can do it. Because you can. You're the only one holding you back. And in the future, if you quit, you can never win. Quitters never, ever win. Trust me. It's a fact. And so I don't care if it takes you 5 years to develop a $500 extra a month. You're accumulating wealth, and then that $500 extra a month will turn in because of this comp plan, the way it's put together, people helping other and developing and growing, will turn into $500 a week. And then you just got to learn how to grow, how to go become an associate to become a copper. And I teach that, how to become a copper, how to become a bronze. And it's just step that. And it doesn't matter, like Bruce Harris, Idaho potato truck driver. I mean, he has more points coming up on each side, but every time he makes that new rank advancement, he gets a pay raise. So we went up from that $500 check every week, no matter what, for more than a year in a row. And he was able to quit that truck driving job because he made more in this than he made in a truck driving job. But then, he got that, he became a copper and automatically was making $1,000 a week, and he made $1,000 a week. And that's when he quit. Every week, that's $52,000 extra a year. That's pretty cool. And then when he became a bronze, he automatically turned his paycheck. How did he become a bronze? He has to help a person on his left become a copper and a person on his right become a copper. And that means they have one associate on their left and one associate on their right. And they've sponsored another person in their business. 2 personal sponsors that are active. And that is so powerful. Now, the family business pack, real quick, if you decide to put your wife in after you're making money, way down here at the bottom, let's say this is the first person you sponsored, not in your paying family. This is another person you sponsor, and they start to build their business. Okay. Then later you decide to put your spouse in. You put her over here on the side that, your pay side, that because you need an extra person to rank up. And so you put your spouse in, but she's way down here. All this business, everything that develops here is above her. She never gets advantage of those points. Okay. Or your son, they're way down here. They never get advantage of those points. And so what we call the business family pack is being able to work smarter. Okay. And so if we start right here, all three of us at the top, eventually in time, we will work this leg and this leg, that's 2 legs. Then we'll work this leg and this leg, that's 2 legs, that's 4 legs. Well, if you do them individually, you got to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs and get them to duplicate. Well, that's a lot harder work and it takes a lot more time. And so if you build the business the way I teach, you build this leg first, and you build this leg, you build that top income center, and then you look. And if you follow the rule, 500 or more every week, 6 weeks in a row, before you ever open up another leg, okay, with your other family business partner, okay? You help them, you concentrate on that. And that's exactly what we did. You build 2, you get paid on all 3, because all the volume coming up to the left and the right here comes up to this center. So you make a $500 check here, you make a $500 check here, okay? That's 500 points, 500 points, that's 1,000 points. $500 check here, $500 check here, that's 1,000 points. So 1,000, 1,000 make $1,000. So 1,000, 500, 500, that's 2,000 a week. Hello! And you already got an associate here, okay? That's on the left and right. And you have another personal sponsor that you did. You wouldn't have made that income unless you have another. So you're already a copper minimum. So you're making 2,000 a week as a business family pack together instead of just 1,000. Hello. And you're still just a copper and an associate. Okay, that real quick explains why you have leverage stops in here. And a lot of people say, oh, you're in one of those pyramid deals. No, you know what this is? This is an organization chart of GE, BASF, Ethel Corp, Apple. There's one CEO up there. And in our business, we are the CEOs. We look left, we look right. That's our business. It's our team. We help develop and work this team. You may give a lot of gifts from above, but it's not an illegal pyramid. That's the key. We got real products, gold and silver. And so the one last thing I want you to do is get that detail share plan, because it tells about all the benefits of just being a member. And then it explains, you know, our 2 memberships that started, and then it will explain your loyalty points and your leadership points that you get too. So we not only get commission checks, we get a chance to make maximum income through leadership points, and we get the chance to get free silver and earn free silver through our loyalty points. So we get loyalty points, commission points, and we can't tell all that in explaining the business, but our comp plan is one simple page. And that is exactly how we do it. And I want everybody to concentrate on first becoming an associate, making that $500 a week, every week, 6 weeks in a row. Now, some of you, we're going to rank you up real quick to a copper because you already got skills, attitudes, it's working, and we're going to make that. We want you to run as fast as you can. I like to build rank ahead of the business, okay? I want you to rank up as fast as you possibly can in building the business by getting your 2, helping them get their 2, helping them get their 2 as you're getting more. It's called the 90-Day to Silver plan. It's in your associate training. That's the one I told Wayne to go look at, and he won that first silver bar, and we didn't even know he was going to get silver bar. 100-ounce silver bar. He broke the glass ceiling. That, quite frankly, is my system. And many people say, well, that's simple. Yeah, it's so simple that many people don't do it. But those that do it always succeed. And never give up on yourself. Because see, if you've got 20,000 in your account, you got 30,000, you got 500 grand points in your account on one side. And even if you've only made a $500 check last year, year before that, if you sponsor a person who sponsors a person who sponsors, anybody sponsors a person, and they start making a $500 check a month, you're going to make $1,000 because you got all the volume there. Only you can stop you from earning income with 7K as this company grows around the world and becomes one of the largest member direct marketing. It's changing the way network marketing is doing. It is really the Amazon of gold and silver. And it's teaching people to be unique collectors and really what I call diversifying their portfolio with numismatics, the collectibles, the products that are sold at a profit and we pay commission on, while you're buying bullion on an incremental basis, and it's affordable for everyone, regardless of what your income is. You get to buy it and accumulate it in your sound money wallet and vault until you get it in a full ounce, and then you could ship it to you if you want, and you get to buy it at dealer direct cost. It doesn't matter if you're buying $10 worth a week or a day, or $100 a month, or you're buying $100,000 worth. So you get the same price as somebody buying 100 grand worth. You get that same price. And we do have it at the lowest. There is nobody that matches that price. I've been in the gold and silver for over 30 years. And if you find it for less than this, you better watch out. You may be getting some fake product. I want you to have a blessed day. And I want to welcome you to 7K, to our system that is proven to be, that works. I've done it part-time, started at 70. I'm 74 now, young 74. We averaged, when we look back after putting a couple people older than me on my left team, got 4 people I knew that needed to earn money and buy some gold and silver. He's still working after retirement age, put them on my right team. And that's how we started. I committed to do that meeting once a week. When we look back after that first year, we averaged over $500 extra a week. And that's nice extra income. With my pension check and both my wife and I Social Security check, we were able to buy some more gold and silver and go to all the events and that 7K has, see all these younger people, keep us young. And, you know, we put a couple of more people in the next year and we put them underneath everybody on the left or right, you know. Actually, we put them on the right, okay. And we were working Pamela's center too. And we look back at the end of that year as the organization's growing, we're helping them, work our system with them and teaching people to believe in themselves and develop a plan B. And when we look back, we averaged over $1,000 extra a week. I mean, that's the way it worked for us. It's just an illustration. And then, we saw this company is going to be a monster. And, we're building a family-based business, a legacy for our children, our grandchildren, and we want you to do the same thing. I really wanted to help try and build some future leaders. We added a couple of other people, really focused in on helping the younger future leaders in, and we added a couple more people to the business. And actually in May of 2019, we ended up averaging, making at a six-figure income rate. And then by adding those people, in 2020, we made more than a double six-figure income. And ours, Pam's a go, I'm a go. We're looking forward to 2021. This is going to be a great year for everybody in our team, and we want all the new people to grow. We're interested in you learning our system and learning how to help other people grow and believe in themselves, and learn about gold and silver and why they need to own it and how to accumulate it. And we're teaching relationship business here, and we want you to join our team. Thank you, and welcome to 7K and a great financial future for you and your family.